Hey folks, man, this is Monk, and we are back with another episode of Classes of Cinematics, and I'm joined as always with my co-host. We got Bobby Blockbuster.
Yo!
Yeah, folks, and today we got an interesting film, man. This was actually a pretty interesting blockbuster film, man. This thing went crazy at the box office, released July 13, 1990, and we're going to be talking about Ghost. And in this film, Sam Wheat is a banker, Molly Jensen is an artist, and the two are madly in love. However, when Sam is murdered by friend and corrupt business partner Carl Bruner over a shady business deal, he is left to roam the earth as a powerless spirit. When he learns of Carl's betrayal, Sam must seek the help of psychic Oda Mae Brown to set things right and protect Molly from Carl and his goons. And this is directed by Jerry Zucker. And we got an interesting cast here, man. We're going to have Patrick Swayze as our murdered guy, Sam. We got Demi Moore, the artist.
The murdered guy.
We got Whoopi Goldberg. Tony Goldwyn, plays a corrupt business partner. We got Rick Avelez. We got Vincent Schiavelli, Angelina Estrada, and there's more. I think that makes up most of our main.
Shout out, we get a Stephen Root spot check.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Armelia McQueen as well. I think she's one of the madam's assistants. She's also shows up in Action Jackson as the hairdresser, I believe. And I think that's about it. We also get an appearance from Arsenio Hall indirectly in the background.
Yeah, on Oda Mae's TV.
Yeah, man. So let's get into this, man.
I mean, first things first. I don't know if this was the first supernatural romance movie that was ever made, but it was definitely one of the most impactful. I mean, this thing has a heavy heartbeat. It's emotionally charged. The plot and premise is really it's unique in its own way because we follow this couple and they're just so in love. Like you said in the synopsis, anyone who's seen this movie know they're loving on a level like you're like, oh, all right, cool, But then once you get this ghost aspect that's going on, it kind of brings the movie up a little bit more. But then when we get this subplot with what's going on with the friend, you know what I'm saying? It kind of just makes it all kind of really flow together. And then, I love the sprinkle of comedy with the director. I looked into his catalog, and before this, he was the one who directed all the Airplane movies. So it makes sense. It all make sense that of course a movie that with such heavy subject matter has that comedy element.
He's got First Night under his credit too.
Oh, nice.
So that kind of was a twist on the old medieval thing with a little touch of humor into it as well. But yeah, man, I think that's what kind of puts it over the top. I'm pretty sure we've seen stories about people trying to come from the afterlife and right wrongs, but to wrap it up in this romantic comedy setting, it was kind of interesting. It's kind of a thriller too, suspense.
I mean, it really covers a lot of bases. I mean, and you can't talk about this story without talking about this cast. I mean, what Patrick Swayze brings to the table as Sam Wheat, he does such a good job, and it's really awesome to see how his emotions are portrayed through his character on screen, because he's really given 100%. Like, you feel, this guy, the fact that he loves so strong and so hard and chose to, instead of, go to the light in a sense, stick by his woman in the afterlife, because he knew that the way that he died was unjust, and that he felt that maybe Molly was in danger. You know what I'm saying? Like his inability to move on, to still be a protector even when he's in a spirit sense, it was really cool, man. I thought that was
alright,
dope.
Man. I think what works for him mostly is you believe him, man. He's a genuine person.
Yes.
So as he's going through the motions of this, you're kind of rooting for him, you know what I'm saying? In ways, Demi Moore, she's cool, you get the sense that, she loves him, definitely. And their relationship, like I said, it feels genuine. They got great chemistry in this, so I think that's what helps sell the story. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I mean, when it comes to their relationship, I mean, my goodness gracious, it's so magnetic and so relatable. In a sense that it's not about looks or lifestyle or financial status. It's about the love that showed when you find your special somebody. You know what I mean? And they really exemplify that. They push that throughout this whole film, but we really see it when they're both alive, when they're living, they're happy. You know what I mean? They're happy.
It helps that we get those moments of them interacting in the beginning of the film.
And as far as Demi Moore goes, I mean, she's like the yin to Sam's yang, and like, you know, the fact that they have this it seems like unrealistic chemistry, but it's really awesome to see that portrayed. But they also said that the reason that a large part into why she got the role was because she is able to cry out of either eye on cue.
That is wild.
So I was like, what? Like, you can make yourself cry? Like, you like, all right, left eye work.
Why isn't she bigger than? She's got the double flex of the Denzel tier times 2.
Yes.
Why she ain't bigger?
She got the ambidextrous eye, crying and shit. You know what I'm saying? So wild, yeah, man. That's really wild. Man. But you know, before this, she wasn't. I mean, she had some notable movies under her belt, but she wasn't like. She wasn't like you know, up there. Like after this film, she was the top paid actress in the 90s.
Yeah, like I said, that makes sense because this thing did so well, dude. You know, and you know, just following her, you know, career. You get Disclosure, Indecent Proposal, Few Good Men. You know, so these were big films that had a lot of impact. Nothing But Trouble.
One of my favorite like old school joints my mom's put me on is called Mortal Thoughts. It was her and Bruce Willis. Harvey Keitel was in it as well. But that's actually the film that they did, and then they got married and all that stuff. But a little side note, Demi Moore.
Shout out to Whoopi Goldberg in this too, man.
Because she's the one.
I think she brings a lot of comic relief, and also her character is integral to the story because there's a point after he comes back, but he's not fully back. He's kind of in that purgatory. He's in between worlds, and he's trying to figure out, you know, what happened to him, and he goes to see her first, trying to communicate with her, but she can't see him. The cat can for some reason. Yeah. But it's interesting because he goes into her, and she essentially she's been running a scam.
Dude,
the crazy part is her family does have a history of doing this kind of work, and you know, but apparently she doesn't have the gift, or so to speak, so she's just scamming it. And the crazy part is that she's having a seance with a customer, so called, and she's doing all the parlor tricks. But Sam is right there, and she can hear him.
She hears him,
and it's crazy, and it's wild because it makes it cool because it gives some validity to her, you know, and like all right, you know, at first I was scamming, but damn, this shit is real, and I ain't ready for that. So that's kind of funny too because it's spooking her out.
Yes, dude, and her reactions are so genuine because she's this Claritin psychic, and you know, she's like, oh yeah, you know, my family had the gift, but then when she realizes that she's actually a medium, it's like it's wild because instantly, you know, she is now tasked with helping Sam. Like he's like, oh, you can hear me? Okay, you can help me. You know, I need you to now warn Molly about what's going on with what was my man's name? Willie Lopez. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and all this stuff that's going on, all these things that he's finding out as a ghost of you know, what really went into the ins and outs of his murder.
She's having a real human reaction. I don't want these problems. She's like, I didn't sign up for this.
She's like, man, I'm all right.
This over my skill level.
Like, I'm trying to just fake it till I make it. You know what I'm saying? You fucking up the flow. But
that's funny, man.
And I love what she brings because it feels, like you said, it feels so genuine. And you know, the first time they meet, it's really cool. But what really does it for me, for her character, is when he comes back the second time, and all of the ghosts now know that she's a medium, and she's like so frustrated. She's like, man, Sam, what'd you go tell every ghost you know that
that lady's talking to her husband, and he falls out the chair.
He's like, what'd you do to your hair?
It's funny, man, and she's cool, man. Even when she has to go convince, Molly that she has communicating with Sam, you know, it's kind of a. We've seen that kind of thing in movies before, but it's still cool to see it play out with her because she's, you know, Whoopi's good, man. She's so infectious, you know, especially this era in her career, man. You know, and it's just fun watching her, you know, play these scenes out with Sam and Molly, you know, trying to get them back together and help them out.
Absolutely. And I mean, there's no question in my mind why she won in 91, best actress for our best supporting actress in the Academy Awards, the BAFTA Awards, and the Golden Globe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and, amongst others, but they said that she was the first actress to just kind of clean the slate with that.
Big awards,
you know what I'm saying? Of all the big awards, you know,
that's crazy,
and it very justifiably so, because without her, this film would not hit the same.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
You know, it just wouldn't. And you know, on that note, they said that Patrick Swayze like advocated for Whoopi so hard, like he would even went as far as to say, like, if Whoopi's not in it, I'm not doing the role. So they really kind of, you know, he pushed for her, and thank goodness he did, because the movie wouldn't be what it was without her. But then, you know, with all this good, you know, there's always a bad. So, you know, we get our bad in Tony Goldwyn's character, Carl Bruner, who is supposed to be Sam's friend, confidant, trusted co-worker, buddy. This dude is a certifiable scumbag in every way.
It's crazy because, like, that's one thing, the way they wrote Sam, that's why I kind of mess with him too, because he sees the messed up, like, what's going on with this portfolio or this account, and he sees that the numbers are like, yo, this ain't adding up. But then that's when what's his name? Carl is awesome. Like,
like,
don't worry about that.
Like, I'll look into it. He was like, nah, man, Sam's like, nah, I'm already on this shit.
In this. Yeah, I'm already, you know,
I'm knee deep in the shit.
I've already been working on this, man. But then the way he's acting, you're like, you know that he's part of why this thing ain't right, or he's hiding something. You know what I'm saying?
He's got ill intentions, and you know, and it's so messed up because, granted, like what I gathered from it, yes, you know, we find out as the movie plays out that Carl's the one that put Willie Lopez on the job to rob Sam, but it didn't feel like to me that he wanted to kill him. It was just a robbery gone bad.
That's kind of on Sam. I hate to blame the victim, man, but he was doing too much for it being a robbery.
If somebody got the pistol to your head and they say, come up off the wallet.
Give him the wallet. Don't say nothing. Don't try to suggest things. Like, give him the wallet.
Give him the wallet. You know what I'm saying? But no, you want to be Super Sam out here and try to fight this dude.
I do like how that scene was shot, man, because like, I've only seen this thing once, so rewatching it, and you hear the gun go off, and then you see Sam chasing Willie. So I'm like, oh, so this ain't how he died. Because I'm just cloudy. I don't remember nothing. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you look back and he's in Molly's arms, like just
bloody.
I'm like, oh
shit, yeah.
And this motherfucker dead. He don't even know it.
Yes, it's so cool how they just show like it's instant transition. If you die like on site, like you don't even know until you see your body. That was crazy, really cool. But then, you know, as if that's not bad enough.
Imagine if you died like in a messed up way and you were like, damn, they gonna find me like this.
Yeah.
You know, you might die like jerking off or something.
What if you die on the toilet?
Like, damn,
what if you halfway dropping the deuce? It's like, oh man,
I was like,
shit.
I was like, damn, bro.
Terrible. I don't want them to find me like this. Just give me 5 more minutes so I can clean myself up. You know? but as if that's not bad enough for Carl, as if, you know, he's already not such a shitbag. Then he starts trying to make the moves on Molly.
That was crazy to me, dude. I was like, this movie is off the chain.
What are you doing?
Because why is you in your house with your shirt off?
Yeah, spilling the coffee on you.
Talking to my girlfriend while I'm dead, bro.
While I'm dead. And then Sam is seeing all this shit. He's like, ooh.
And he leaned in for the kiss.
Yes. No shirt on. And
I'm going to let her slide a little bit. She
was vulnerable. She was vulnerable.
She was vulnerable. And, you know, but damn,
and you know what? I mean, talk about manipulation, yo. He was like, just think about Sam. All the good times you had. Now, let's tongue kiss. What? Carl, you are an asshole, dog.
Coming out your shirt, brother.
Yeah.
What was that movie? Date Night? When Mark Wahlberg, he's like, anybody like shirts?
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? The one good thing that happens out of that scene is that Sam gets so frustrated that he goes and he seeks out the subway ghost, who's played by Vincent Schiavelli, and
that dude is good, man.
He's really good, because then we get this like he's like the Mr. Miyagi of ghosts and shit, because now Sam is like, you know what, the way I'm ghosting, I ain't ghosting right. I need to start moving shit.
It was weird because in a way he was claiming territory. He's like, this is my haunt.
Yeah, because when he first
find your own spot,
when he first saw him, like he's like, get off my train.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, like
I can't ride the train from a ghost.
Like, what?
What line you run the A train, the D train?
You're on the orange line or the red line, my man. Like shit, I stay out your way, but you don't get all rights. But
that was funny. But during that encounter, he was pushing Sam, and he also broke the window and was disturbing so I think he put two and two together that this guy knows how to react to the physical world.
Yes, because when Carl was having his kiss moment with Molly, like Sam jumped through and he knocked the picture. He was like, okay, if I can do that accidentally, this dude knows how to do it purposely. Yeah. And that little training montage is so cool because like the dude is just sitting there. I mean, he is such a like he's got this New Yorker attitude. He's like, man, you gotta dig from your stomach. He was like, the problem is you think you're still alive. You gotta take all your hate, all your love, everything, and push.
He master splintered him, bro.
Yes, he did.
How to be a ghost.
Yes, he did. And then he master splintered the damn cigarette machine and cracked all the cigarettes out. He's like, ooh, I die for a smoke. It's like, dang, goodness gracious.
Like, why you still here? I'll be out, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
But I guess his ghost, because it's playing on afterlife tropes, and I guess his ghost just hasn't settled with,
hasn't accepted.
But it's weird because it seems like some people, it's right away. Like when that kid died in the hospital, instantly he's out of here. Yeah. So maybe, I don't know. It's weird. Maybe he just knew. He's like, I'm done, bro. And then this guy, his was different because his death was a little different. Because I think maybe he, like you said, I didn't jump, but maybe you did.
But maybe he did. And that's what I'm saying. And it kind of just it gives it's implied that certain things happen to certain ghosts depending on how they go out, you know what I'm saying? And also where you're at in your readiness to, enter the afterlife. The only thing you don't have a choice about is if you do wrong and them little ghoulies come from the underneath.
They were done in a weird way. It's kind of a cheap effect with the drawing the shadows, but the sound effects, bro, is what sold it for me. Them jokers sounded crazy. Like,
all right, dog. Do you know what the sounds were? Oh my gosh! So they said the sounds were actually infant babies crying, played in reverse at an extremely slow rate.
Wow!
I was like, crazy. What? Like, who tried that?
I do hate the sound of babies crying, so that definitely would probably work on me.
You said it. You said it.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Wow! There we go. Hey, you know what? So that's where they got the sound from. But as we dive into these effects, I mean, I like the way these things look. They look like little Grim Reapers, like little just like ghosty entities and stuff. And that sound, like you said, it's you once you hear it, you can't unhear it, and I like that. But I also like what we get when Sam realizes that he's a ghost. It's real. This movie really starts to get cool because he's figuring it out step by step. Like, at first he's just hanging out in the house with Molly, trying to be close to her and everything. But then that first time when he goes through the door, the way he starts to absorb the color of the door, the paint and everything, and as he progressively starts to learn how to ghost better and better and better, to the point where, once he's able to start moving stuff, we get this duality where, we're seeing things from his perspective where he's like, he might be throwing a shoe or doing this or whatever the case may be. But then it also shows from the our perspective where it's like you see
things are just floating,
a penny floating up the wall or whatever the case may be. And I thought that was really, really cool. Like that they didn't over push it. They didn't overdo it. They did it just enough to make it all make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was really, really, really cool.
Yeah, it was a cool concept, man. It has enough. I can see why this thing definitely had a mass appeal, and the music and stuff like that. Doing the cues, the romantic stuff, and the scenes with it draws together. I do think it is runs a little bit long, but as far as the elements that will wow and captivate an audience, man, it definitely pulled everything out in good amounts, bro. To make a solid picture, man.
And on to your point, like I ain't just gonna glaze over the music, dude. Unchained Melody, dog. Like that was a song that was made in '56. This was the song that became the soundtrack for the most iconic love scene in the 90s, dog. Like, I mean, it was awesome to see that on screen because, you know, it exemplified connection. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't overly sexualized. It wasn't like they just played the song and went right to the, you know, the nitty gritty of everything. It shows the emotions that they have for each other, and it was impactful, and it leaves a lasting impression. Yeah, you know, it gives people something to aspire to. Very, very romantic and feeling good. And
even the that scene with the clay, they're messing with the pottery.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, dude.
And then later on, like toward the end, when he finally reconnects with her and she's in belief, and you know, after the penny scene, and you know, they have like a kiss, like an embrace, and it's just like
when Oda Mae lets him, you know, take her body and everything, and then they listen to the song again, and dude, they're acting the song out word for word. Like he's talking about the hunger for the touch and everything, and he was like, man, I'd give anything to touch you again, and woo woo woo. And I mean, it's just so. It's so like it hits the heart, dog. It's like
and romantic, like it's
romantic. It's awesome. It's like man, you know, and
they killed it.
Yeah, they really did, man.
And also it's interesting too because later on there's like a version of the score that pulls from notes from that song as well. It's not exactly the instrumental to that song, but like in the score they kind of do the orchestral version of that. Like there's a couple.
Yes, like anytime like something like really impactful or emotional is happening between the two of them in the middle parts of the film, yes, they start hitting on that as well. And I mean, you know, movies, you know, they're great, but when they have a great soundtrack or like kind of have a theme song that coincides, it just really makes it hit that much heavier.
The rest of the music though was a little weird though. Like the rest of the score, I felt like it was better for like E.T. or something like that. Than this, you know, like I don't know if that makes sense to me, but I'm like, this shit's kind of like whimsical, like weird, like it had a weird tone to it, man. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe it's just a testament of the time this was made and what the scores were sounding like at the time, but it felt a little weird, you know. Except, you know, when they weren't playing this song and they were doing more of their own score renditions.
Yes, like, absolutely. What is this? Yeah, I mean, because like I said, when it comes to when anybody says
Ghostbusters or something, like,
not Ghosts. But no, you're absolutely right. But I mean, for all these reasons, I mean, it's no doubt in my mind why this film, I mean, had such a heavy.
What was
turnover.
the box office?
It was the budget was 22 to 23 million. The box office was 505.7 million, and then in 1991, it was the most rented videotape of the year.
Yeah, they don't hit licks like that no more.
No,
in the theaters, bro.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not even in the MCU. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like this thing came out of left field. The world wasn't ready for it, wasn't expecting it, and I think that's why it hit so hard because
I remember it being everywhere. And then the rentals, when that finally hit, oh my God, Ghost is out, and see, I think that's one element that's missing from the culture. It's seeing those going to the video store, and you could tell what was popular by. You go to, like, when this came out, there's a whole wall probably as wide as you know what I'm saying, like right in front of my living room where my TV
yes,
and that was all Ghosts.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. Whereas if your movie was alright or mildly popular, you might have 4 copies in the whole store.
Yeah, then you gotta wait because they're all rented out.
Yeah, like, but I'm talking about when something like this hit, they had a whole section and it was all copies of Ghosts, and that's how crazy a film like that was this big was getting received.
And not just were there a large amount of rental tapes available, but they would promote it just like the movie theater would. You'd see the posters up in the windows, and
you
lights
go to
around
that section and it wasn't there, you would go back to the return and see if somebody brought it back.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then if you don't see it, you ask somebody, like, you turn into that customer, like, excuse me, do y'all have Ghosts? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's wild. You know, that like we've gotten away from that, you know, like I'm telling you, like when it comes to, you know, the rental aspect, there was nothing funner than, like, you know, being in those times and like Friday night, family night, whatever the case may be, going to the video store and getting amped up to, like, yeah, I'm gonna pick these movies out and do this, and
I would definitely do that back in the day.
Hell yeah.
I mean, there's a way because I don't really rent stuff nowadays, I just go in and buy it.
That's it.
So I guess the closest equivalent is that when I do get in the mood, I'll go on to like Voodoo. They call it Fandango now. I noticed the name switch. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm looking for my Voodoo app and I'm like, I didn't know. Y'all gotta tell people stuff. But anyway,
exactly. Don't switch up on us like that.
So every now and then, maybe once or twice a month, I'll go there and I'll go straight to the deal section and I'm looking for bargains and I'll buy a couple joints, or things that sometimes I'll take a blind test. Usually I'm buying shit I've already seen, but a lot of times I will jump out there if it's something that I got a good feeling about. I'll just go in and buy it outright and just deal with whatever. Usually I'm hitting about 8 out of 10 for that. For the most part.
But the difference is you're doing this from the comfort of your own home.
Yeah.
Going to the video store was part of the adventure.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It was.
And we're taking
what
away
it was
from that
too.
now.
We didn't have that. The medium. I don't think we had the media aspect that we have now. I mean, there were like in the newspaper. I remember the entertainment section. You might have a list of top rentals. But as far as like being able to get online and just have a wall of infinite content, and you see everything that's out, because even your video store, they didn't have everything. You know what I'm saying? They might have, some of the main titles, but some of the smaller obscure stuff, you were kind of limited. But that's kind of cool with this digital age now. Everything that's out is available, But I think we have a better medium. Like right now, the Captain America trailer just came out and it's everywhere. Mm-hmm. So we know when stuff's coming out. Long legs. We getting a lot of push for that. Horror films that I didn't know were out. I would see people talking about it online now in a way that you just didn't have back in the day. With the way we consume, the products that we were doing, man. Especially videos. So going to the store was a necessity. It was a necessity. You had to,
but like I said, it's the thrill and the hunt for me. Like I just remember like going and hoping that movie was there, or
hoping that shit you rented was good.
You're hoping that it was good, or
you ain't got nothing but on the top mesmerizing.
But then it's also
titillating.
It's like the process. Like
Oscar award nominee.
You go to the movie, the video store, then you pick up some pizza, and then it's just the whole process. I miss that, man.
Shit gave us fatness and diabetes.
It did, but it was worth it. It was worth it.
It was a wild time, man. But Ghost is dope, man. I definitely had a good time rewatching this, man. It's kind of it's a little bit dated, for its times, but I think there's some good stuff to be had in there, especially with the individual performances and just the ultimate message that love conquers all.
Love conquers everything. Love. Yes, I mean I enjoyed my my rewatches as well. This is just one of those ones where you step away from it and you feel good. Like there's not a lot of negative vibes in this film. Like we set our targets on Carl because he's a douche, and everything else about it is just like it's a real wholesome feeling. And I really enjoyed my rewatches this week. Like I said, this is a feel good movie, fun for all ages, and it leaves a lasting impression after it goes off. Yeah,
that's what's up, folks. We out of here, man. We're gonna catch y'all next time on Classics of Cinematic. This is Monk. You catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop new stuff. You can also check us out on Instagram at Classics of Cinematic.
Yes, indeed. And this is Bobby Blockbuster. As always, you can catch me on the next show. But this week, you might be able to catch me at Michael's price checking some pottery wheels because I need to get some shit together. No pottery.
All right, folks, we out of here, man. Before Bob starts telling more lies.